History of my oldest ancestors of whom I am very proud descend. Battle of Alarcos. July 18, 1195, dies, in the Battle of Alarcos, Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman, my 27th and 29th grandfather, medieval knight, rich man of Castile, chief butler of Afonso VIII, King of Castile, my 27th, 28th and 30th grandfather, great-great-grandfather of Dom Dinis, King of Portugal. Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman, rich man of Castile, major domo of Alfonso VIII, King of Castile, born in 1120 and died on July 18, 1195, was the son of Don Rodrigo Muñoz de Guzman, Count of Astorga and Dona Major Diaz, paternal grandson of Nuño Muñoz, son of Nuño González, Count of Asturias, and maternal grandson of Don Diego Sánchez de Orozco, Lord of Ayala, Salinas, Trevino, first Lord of the Orozco Valley, who died in the Battle of the Ucals, in the 29th of May, 1108, and of Dona Endoquina Alvarez de Oca. Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman was a medieval knight, Castilian rich man, member of the House of Guzman, one of the noblest houses in Spain. He was chief butler to King Alfonso VIII of Castile, my 27th, 28th and 30th grandfather, and a prominent member of the royal curia. He died on July 18, 1195, in the Battle of Alarcos. He and his brothers Don Nuno and Don Teobaldo accompanied King Afonso VIII of Castile in the Battle of Navas de Tolosa in 1212. Biographical sketch. Noble Castilian knight, Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman was the son of Don Rodrigo Muñoz de Guzman and Dona Maya Diaz, first daughter of Don Diego Sánchez de Orozco, Lord of Ayala, Salinas, Trevino and first Lord of the Orozco Valley, who died in the Battle de Ucals, and his wife Dona Endoquina Alvarez de Oca. His first appearance in medieval documentation was in November 1167, when his brother Don Álvaro Rodriguez de Guzman named him along with his other brothers, Fernando, Rodrigo, Urraca, Maria and Dona Teresa Rodriguez de Guzman. He was appointed chief butler of King Afonso VIII of Castile in April 1194. He and his wife, Dona Mafalda Gómez de Manzanedo, were patrons of the monastery of Santa Maria de Real de las Huelgas, in Burgos, to which they donated numerous goods and properties. At Revilla del Campo, in Hontoria de la Cantera, in February 1194. They were also patrons of the monastery of San Salvador de Ona, and in 1193 they donated to this monastery several properties in Zumal, Minan and Mansilla, in Burgos. On June 21, 1189, he appears selling some goods to the abbot of the monastery of Santa Maria de Rio Seco. Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman died on July 18, 1195, in the Battle of Alarcos, where many nobles died, including his son-in-law Rodrigo Sánchez. Marriage and descent. Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman married around May 1174 with Dona Mafalda Gómez de Manzanedo, my 27th and 29th grandmother. On the occasion of their marriage, he donated goods from the Prado inheritance with the Riasin River. From this marriage were born Don Nuno Pérez de Guzman, who headed the House of Guzman, confirms a document on March 31, 1196 in the monastery of San Juan, in the city of Burgos, as Nuno Petret, Filio Petro Royes de Guzman. He was with his brothers Teobaldo and Guillen in the Battle of Navas de Tolosa, married Dona Urraca Méndez de Sousa. Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman married Dona Urraca Diaz, my 26th and 28th grandparents. Don Guillen Pérez de Guzman, married to Dona Maria Goncalves Girao, my 26th and 28th grandparents, parents of Dona Maya Guillen Pérez de Guzman, lover of King Afonso X, the Wise, with whom he had Dona Beatriz of Castile, queen consort by her marriage to King Alfonso III of Portugal, my 25th and 26th grandfather. Don Teobaldo Pérez de Guzman, called Teobaldo de Blazon in the Latin Chronicle of the Kings of Castile, married on the other side of the Pyrenees and was one of the few ultramontane knights who did not desert before the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa. Don Pedro Rodriguez de Guzman also had two daughters, Dona Maria and Dona Teresa. Both were nuns at the monastery of Santa Maria a Real de las Huelgas, in Burgos. One of them was the widow of Don Rodrigo Sánchez, son of Don Sancho Diaz de Haro and nephew of Don Lope Diaz de Haro, Lord of Vizcaya. Don Rodrigo Sánchez also died in the Battle of Alarcos, along with his father-in-law. as recorded in the Latin Chronicle of the Kings of Castile, when mentioning some of those who died in that battle, Petrus Roderici de Guzman and Roderica Sansi, Gina Eas. The House of Guzman. The House of Guzman is one of the noblest lineages in Spain. The Guzman were lords of the castle and site of Guzman, Aviados, Vallbona, Torral de los Guzmans, Gibraleon, La Vasilla, Manzanado, Olvera, Casarubios del Monte, Galvez, Batras, Niebla, Orgaz, Iamont, Lepi, Redondela, Chipiona, Rota, Sanlúcar de Barrameda, Huelva, Deranadas, San Roman de los Montes, Monteliga del Castillo, Algaba, and Ardales. Viscounts of La Calzada and Santa Cruz de la Sierra. Counts of Niebla, Orgaz, Olivares, Tobar, and Montijo. Dukes of Medina Sidonia, Medina de las Torres, Penaranda de Juro, Sanlúcar la Mayor, Count Dukes of Olivares and Princes of Stigliano. Saint Dominic Delaware Guzman, founder of the Order of Preachers, belonged to this lineage. Queen Dona Luisa de Guzman, wife of Don João IV, King of Portugal, and Empress Eugenia de Montijo, Eugenia de Guzman Palafox y Kirkpatrick, wife of Napoleon III of France. This nickname proved its nobility repeatedly and at different times in the military orders of Spain, in the Royal Chancellery of Valladolid and in the Royal Company of Marine Guards. In addition to the lineage widely spread throughout Spain and the world, it is necessary to differentiate between different houses because they have different fathers within the same lineage. The Guzman House of Toledo, that of Andalusia, or that of Castile and Leon are the most sumptuous among them. Titles attributed to the House of Guzman. Duchy of Medina Sidonia, Duchy of Medina de las Torres, County Duchy of Olivares, Duchy of Sanlúcar la Mayor, Duchy of Tcercles, Principality of Aracena, Marquisate of Algaba, Marquisate of Almanza, Marquisado of Ardales, Marquisate of Valencia, Marquis of Cardenosa, Hunting Marquis in Africa, Marquis of Gibraltar, Marquis of Jerez dos Caballeros, Marquisate of Myrina, Marquis, Marquisate of Mina, Marquisate of Monastery, Marquisate of Monteliga, Marquisate of Palaces, Marquisate of San Bartolomé del Monte, Marquisate of Torral, Marquesado de Valverde, Arzacola County, Menado Alto County, Foc County, Orgaz County, Tobar County, County of Villaverde Madrid, Viscounty de Calcada, Viscounty of Santa Cruz de la Sierra, Baron of San Martin de June, Portugal, Viscount of Ferreri, Portugal, Lordship of Ardales, Lordship of La Algaba, Landlord of Aviados, Lordship of Iamont, Manor Batras, Sola de Casarubios del Monte, Manor Chipiona, Sola dos Demolidos, Lordship of Galvez, Manor Gibraleon, Lordship of Guzman, Lordship of Huelva, Lordship of Lepi, Lordship of Manzanado, Monteliga del Castillo Manor, Lordship of the Fog, Olvera Manor, Orgaz Landlord, Sola de Redondela, Lordship of Rota, Lordship of San Roman de los Montes, Sola de Sanlúcar de Barrameda, Lordship of Torral de los Guzmans, Bona Valley Manor, Lordship of La Vasilla,